Hello, my PBC family and friends. Pastor Brian here with another quick bite, living the Word. So today's thought comes from a story we're familiar with, at least I hope you're familiar with. And it comes from Matthew's account, in Matthew chapter 15. And just to kind of give you a little backstory here, you remember the woman from Canaan comes and begs, in essence, of the disciples to let her see the Lord, and cries out when they wouldn't let him, in essence. But basically she cries out, "Oh, thou son of David, have mercy on me," basically, right? And I love that statement. "Have mercy on me, O thou son of David. My daughter is vexed with a devil." In other words, she comes pleading for the life of her daughter. And you remember, he answered her not a word, and his disciples came and said, and told him, "Hey, send her away, basically. Get rid of her. Tell her to get out of here." And she continued to cry. And the Lord said unto her, and this is verse 24, and that's why I want to pick it up at, but the Lord said unto her in verse 24, "But he answered and said, I am not sent but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Then came she and worshipped him, saying, Lord, help me." Now that's a huge lesson in there for us right now. So, the Lord came for the lost sheep of Israel, but then here this Gentile comes, and she says, she falls down and she worships him and says, "Lord, help me," acknowledging he has all authority in her life, acknowledging that honestly the truth of the matter is that he's the one that's in control. "Lord, help me." But he answered and said, and this is such a beautiful story, it is not meet to take the children's bread and cast it to dogs." And she said, "Truth, Lord, yet the dogs eat of the crumbs that which fall from the master's table." Now, I'm going to pause here for 1 second. So, in essence, the Lord, says to her, "Hey, I have that which is for Israel, and it's not meet to give it away to the Gentiles." And she goes, "That's true. That is absolutely true. But even the dogs sit and eat the crumbs that fall from the master's table." And what this made me think about was my own dogs. So whenever we get ready to eat, we have to put them in the other room. We've trained them to sit in the other room, because if we let them out of the other room, they just sit right at the table and their eyes just intently staring, boring holes into the side of your head, like, "Please, please drop something, give me something, please." And just how excited they are about the prospect of there being something there. And then when we put them in the other room, though, and this is so interesting to me, we put them in the other room, we put them in a command and they stay in the other room, and they stay in the room while we're eating dinner. We get done eating dinner, and once everybody's done and we're ready to, we give them the command to release. And when they just bolt, they run as fast as they can to underneath the table and just, like hoovers, sniffing up everything and anything that looks like it could possibly be food, put it in their mouth and just picking it all up. And they're excited about even the smallest prospect of something that may come from the master's table, if I can put it that way. And it kind of made me think about us in our walk with Jesus Christ. How many of us are excited about even the smallest prospect of what might come from the master for us? Or do you sit there and get, "This is just not enough. I need more. I need more." Instead of, like those dogs underneath the master's table, just excited about anything that may possibly be there. And I hope this is kind of, I know this is a little bit different take than maybe you've ever heard on this before, but here's my deal. This is what I got to think about. We, as his children, ought to be so excited, because we not only get the crumbs that came from the master's table, we actually now, as being grafted into Israel, being his children, get to sit at the master's table. We get to experience the full meal, the fullness of who God is, in the sense of he takes care of us, he provides for us, he meets our needs, everything like this. We're not the dogs under the table anymore, just hoping something falls. We're now sitting at the master's table. That is so exciting to me. But you remember that he, even just the acknowledgement of the fact that this woman was willing to accept anything at the Lord's hand, was excited about the prospect of any small crumb falling to her. The Lord said this in response to her. And the Lord says, "Then Jesus said unto her, O woman, great is thy faith. Be it unto thee even as thou wilt." And her daughter was made whole that very hour. So just because she was willing to take, "Lord, whatever you have for me, I'll take whatever it is. And I'll be content therewith. I'll be satisfied therewith." He said, "Woman, your faith is so great." How many of us have that kind of faith? That kind of faith that would say, even though we know we sit at the master's table, how many of us would actually say, "You know what, I would be willing just to accept the crumbs from the master's table." Anything from the hand of the Lord to me is worth getting excited about, being overjoyed about, and just wanting and desiring. Sitting there intently awaiting that command that we can partake in it. I hope each one of us today make it an opportunity, or take an opportunity to just be thankful and give thanks to God for even the crumbs, quote unquote, that have fallen from the table into our lives. And also rejoice in the fact that we no longer have to wait for the crumbs, but we get to sit at the table. So I hope this encourages you. I love you. We love you. God loves you. And God's got this.